And here we are in set number 1 of today's matchup. It is going to be STX Seoul versus Samsung Con. That's right, in order to balance out my Con bias today, I have brought on with me the #1 STX fan, Mustaju, of Pro League prediction fame. And it looks like the STX player Mini here is already meditating. How do you feel about that?
Well, he kind of does have an expressionless face on all the time, so I don't know what to think of that. But he has proven himself lately, hasn't he?
He has indeed. He beat Effort on the weekend, over the weekend.
He beat Effort and he beat Free as well.
Well, dude, Free's not good. No, Free's not good. I'm sorry. Free's like okay. It's like, alright, you beat Free. Beating Free is kind of like beating Hoja. You're like, okay, you know, you beat Hoja. Good for you.
What I meant to say was that PvP was quite exceptional in his shuttle control. He had already all but lost it, but with exceptional reaver control, he was able to bring it back. So yeah, might be a good PvP.
Hopefully. If Stork loses to a silly PvP here in game 1, I'm gonna be quite upset. Of course, Khan is leading out with the big guns. Sung Byung-gu gonna take home the first win of the day. I am confident in my
you have the right to be.
In my Samsung players.
But so was Effort.
This is true, guys. STX has just come off of a victory over CJ Entus, a 3-0 victory, no less, I believe. Spoiler alert. Whoops. Whoopsie daisies. If you have not been following Pro League very closely, then I might have spoiled it, for which I apologize, but not really. Anyway, looks like Stork's gonna be yellow. He's gonna be in the bottom right. Mini's gonna be in the bottom left. We are on Outlier, and we have seen some pretty big upsets in PvP on this map. Not gonna lie. So I'm slightly concerned about Stork, but only slightly.
Yeah, you have a right to be. PvP is quite volatile. All mirror matchups are. Build orders count for much, and if you lose a probe or two, then it might change the entire game.
Oh, one interesting thing to note on this map, by the way, is that I believe there is a slight positional imbalance, although not in this case. I think the 12 o'clock spawn is the most favorable in PvP because you don't have a location where you can get mana pylons on 2 patches. You can only get mana pylons on 1. Whereas in both the bottom 2 spawns, I think you can get mannered on 2 patches, which is why in the early days of Pro League, we often saw pros just hold position as Zealot at that mana pylon location just to make absolutely sure it didn't go down. Looks like we just have a gateway and gas, pretty standard.
And we see a weird drawing there.
As
Any clue
always,
to what it was?
The indecipherable Korean cheerfuls. Need to get one of my handy dandy Korean speakers in the chat.
Is Kiet available?
I don't know, she hasn't said anything in the chat yet, so presumably not here. I think she might have class on like Tuesdays, so she can't watch our rebroadcast. It's quite sad. I don't know why I know that either. Guys, I swear to God, I'm not stalking her, I swear. It's not what you think. Anyway, looks like
your case here.
looks like Mini's probe's gonna get into Stork's base. Stork, he did scout earlier than Stork. Both of them scouted in the wrong direction. And oh, looks like Cat is here. Oh, excellent. Anyway,
she dropped that clause to be with you.
I
wonder what that might mean.
#1 fangirl, man. That's what's up.
Okay, we see a slight difference in timing of cybernetic cores, which means that Stork might be able to get tech earlier, but Mini has almost certainly been more economic. Although he did scout earlier, so that means a few less minerals. for him in the
we
bank.
do have a DT rush here for Stork, and if I recall correctly, the last time he won a PvP with a DT rush, he said in the interview, he was like, oh, well, best DT rushes in PvP, and since I don't really know how to PvP now, I'm just going to copy best. So it looks like that's exactly what he's doing here. He's in fact got a Citadel before range, which is a slightly riskier way to DT rush. There's like a safer version of this where you actually get, you know, 2 Zealots and 3 Goons and range, and then you go for DTs. Obviously, it's a lot slower.
But this variation seems to be the one where he expands right after, because if you get it this early, you either make or break for it, and if you can forge expand while the opponent is fending off DTs, you might get yourself a pretty hefty economic advantage.
Unfortunately, Mini is doing the absolute best response that he can to this. The 1-gate robo, presumably followed by another gateway here. He could just expand, but presumably on this map where going like 3-gate goon is pretty common, he's going to get additional gateways behind this robo. And it looks like he's actually mining out the minerals at the top of his base, perhaps thinking about taking a fast back expansion. Meanwhile, Stork has been actually mining out the minerals at the bottom of his base, presumably so he can sneak the DT in through the back door. Actually, just looking at the minimap, it looks like Mini doesn't have any vision of his bottom minerals, which is a little bit surprising, given that, you know, even if you don't sneak a unit in like a DT, players will very often just try and trick a probe through using the pylon trick. Anyway, it looks like it is in fact a second gateway after that robo. Stork, meanwhile, I believe has already placed his Nexus, as you said, going for an extremely fast Nexus, as well as a cannon there at the front. And I'm interested to see how Mini plays this. In theory, he should be good to go. Yeah, he did go for observers.
The observers will obviously help with the DT, but a lot of Protoss players scout with their first observer and don't have it in the base, so that when the DT comes, they still might get some economic damage in. Stork has to do some economic damage in order to get an advantage here, because otherwise Mini should have a slight advantage himself.
And it looks like Mini has in fact expanded to the top left. This is very interesting. So basically, even though he has the obs out, he's kind of forced to wait for the second observer before he can move out, because if he decides to just be brave and move out with the first observer, it's very easy for Stork to sneak the DT in behind and just go kill a bunch of probes. So in order to be absolutely safe, he needs to wait for the second observer before he can actually attack. But once that gets out though, he's going to have a huge unit advantage right now. So Stork's going to need a lot of cannons to defend this. Usually what you do as the DTing player is you get a bunch of cannons, you get some High Templar, and you get Storm, and you use that to defend. Of course, the resource balances out quite nicely. Of course, the Templar tech is very gas heavy, and then you spend your minerals on cannons. Meanwhile, it looks like very nice defense, blocking the DT sneak in the back from Stork. That is a very common move.
Narrowly gets away.
Indeed, indeed. So it's quite crucial to actually say that DT. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just pointed out how narrowly that DT escaped certain death, because 2 more hits and it would have been dead. But economically both seem to be about equal, whereas Stork has to build a lot of cannons now, which will put him behind.
It's a very weird situation, because normally, like, I would say Mini should go and press the attack, but you're right in that he did get his expansion quite quickly as well, so even though I think Stork's is slightly faster perhaps, it's not, you know, a game-changing difference here. However,
it seems he went for Reavers. That he didn't just build an observatory, but he also got some Reavers out.
Yeah, probably a good move. I do think actually going for the faster robo is nice on this map. I haven't played it too much myself, but just like looking at the map characteristics, like the back expansions are, you know, obviously much more vulnerable to harass. It's much more difficult to get a ground army over there, and also just the back of the natural itself is very easy to drop. So I do actually kind of like Reaver play over DT play on this map. But in this case, I think it has worked out for Stork. He's in fact going to try and trick a DT here through to the top left. Interestingly, though, I think Mini is like 10 supply ahead or so right now. I'm not sure if that's a 9 or a 0, but anyway, looks like oh, is Stork going to be able to get the DT through? Looks like it won't even matter. There's an observer there.
Mm.
And DT guy gets warded away.
You have to give credit to Mini. He has seen
Double
a hit.
shuttle, what the hell? Sorry, can you explain what's going on right now?
He really takes being in the footsteps of Cal really seriously, it seems. Because if I think double shuttle, I usually think of Cal, and Mini has some big shoes to fill.
Oh man, it's speed shuttle as well. Oh wow, if he actually, is he gonna elevator? If he elevators,
Yes,
that would
he
be
is.
really nice because the Stork right now, he doesn't have a very high unit count. He's relying on cannons and storms to defend himself. So this drop is going to be very difficult for him to hold off. And here we go, only 2 Dragoons in there right now. A huge shot on the probe line. Only 3 Dragoons still defending this drop. Where are the rest of Stork's units? I don't even think he might have... I don't think he has any more. His Dragoon range is not finished. As you can see, Storm's holding off the Dragoons at the front. But at the very least, they put on some pressure and prevented the army from going back to help defend. There are 3 more Dragoons coming down here. But it's going to be very difficult. Looks like... Mini's actually just going to retreat here, leaving the Zealots to finish off the cannon, kill a couple more probes. But making sure he doesn't lose those shuttles and, crucially, the Reaver. But that was a very interesting attack. He did do a decent amount of damage. He got 1 big shot on the probes. I'm not quite sure how much economic damage he's done, but Mini is definitely
The Reaver
taking
had
control
2
of this
kills
game.
on it. The Reaver had 2 kills on it, so it wasn't really all that much economic damage. But
looks like
it
Stork.
was a good scare tactic.
We have a counter drop. Is this just a DT or is this actually High Templar as well? Looks like it is going to be High Templar. Storm on the probe line. Beautiful Storm. 23 kills on the Reaver. Mini, all of his efforts, all of the fancy shenanigans with the speed shuttle have instantly been nullified. Look at that. Suddenly the supplies are dead even. Mini was up 20 supply. All of those probes gone though. And we are back to a level playing field. I would actually say
Stork is ahead.
Stork is ahead right now, yeah, because Mini supplies more in units now rather than probes. So if he can't make anything happen with his army advantage right now, he's gonna be severely behind. Looks like
And
Stork is ready to go ahead.
And Stork can intercept this drop as well. With the cannons, he should be able to hold any dragoons marching into his natural. So I'd say he might as well build some more forces, get the third.
No! Gets the shuttle. Nice focus firing by
Was that the one
Stork.
with the Reavers in?
I am not sure. I have no idea. If that was the one with the Reavers in it, Mini is so screwed. Mini dropped a lot of supply though, so presumably it was. Looks like Stork though, getting intercepted. Is the storm going to go off? No, he storms the assimilator. Unfortunately, that doesn't do anything. Although in theory, that should cause like a major explosion, right? Because that thing's full of Vespian gas, which is presumably highly flammable. So if you storm that, it should just explode.
Sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure psionic storms even generate heat?
Dude, it's like lightning, man. It's like super hot. Oh, it looks like the Reavers did survive. Wow, I was lucky.
That was actually a pretty good engagement by Mini.
Yeah, his
Not
Reavers
top
got
it,
there just
but
in time. I think Stork is probably a little bit sad that he didn't get the Reaver shuttle, but he's still in good shape. He's actually taking the top right back expansion there, as you can see.
Mm-hmm. And Mini still has to take his natural yet, but I think he will do it quite in
my
time.
God.
Oh, that Reaver drop might cause a lot of trouble. Will he get them?
it's
Will
fine.
he get them? Aww. God damn it.
It's a nice reaction by Stork, but you can just see how nice and droppable the back expansion is, taking some shots on that shuttle. He's gonna skedaddle out of there, although the shuttle speed helping tremendously in the escape. And it looks like he actually didn't even get close enough to see that Nexus at the back. I'm a little bit surprised. I think he should have checked for that at least. And it looks like some shuttle's gonna cross paths here. Meanwhile, where has that probe been mining from? Anyway. Looks like, uh-oh!
And he intercepts him.
Wait, a 4 Zealot drop? What the hell?
Just to snipe that one Dragoon, it seems.
That is, wait, is this like a troll drop? Who drops 4 Zealots? Wait, what?
This isn't CVP. This shouldn't happen.
Man, Stork is so trolling now. He like doesn't even care. He knows he's got it. I mean, although to be fair, he's still behind in supply. He's at 116 against 120, and looks like Mini now taking his natural. and also got his own High Templars out, so that should be exciting if we see some Storm drops from him. Looks like a Speed Shuttle is moving out now. One cannon in the mineral lines there, but not, or rather it's actually in the mineral line, so it won't really help against a Storm drop.
And the supplies are pretty equal, actually. So Mini managed to...
Storm! No! Decent number of probes, not nearly as impressive as Stork's, but not bad, not bad. And it's probably going to escape too. Yeah, Speed Shuttles, man, they're pretty good. Oh! Oh! Oh,
no!
Wow!
I must say both players are playing pretty exceptionally in this game. Versus Effort, Mini showed a lot of sloppiness, but in my opinion he has predicted a lot of Stork's moves very well this game. And I'm positive
but not this
surprised
move!
by his performance.
Oh, the Reaver! That Reaver, man! God, what a cock block. Oh, man.
Hey, just goes to prove my point.
It looks like +2 is done for Stork, and he's thinking about taking this this third base. It's kind of in between him and Mini. Seems like an interesting choice. Oh, and it looks like we have a DT in here, and wait, what? Oh, look at this being cute. Oh, whoa, he's transferring back. Oh, the Storm didn't quite last long enough. Oh my God, Mini basically just transferred into a Storm. Man, look at how fancy Stork's being. Oh my God.
But I really like Mini's defense as well.
No! Oh, he gets it.
Oh,
Only 6
no.
kills though.
This goes really badly for Mini. Is he dead? Because those +2 Dragoons will do a lot of damage.
That is so much Storm though. Oh my God. I can't see. This is what happens in PvP, man. It's so hard to call engagements because like a few good Storms and you're good to go. But it looks like Stork is breaking through the natural here. The 2 shuttles coming back. Looks like they were actually going out to do some harassment. They're going to get stormed. The Reavers are out. It looks like Mini might barely hold here. Barely. A few more Dragoons in the back. A couple of Archons. And I don't see the Reavers actually anymore. Did the Reavers die? Looks like the Reavers actually died. No. Is there still one there? I can't tell. But Stork is just flooding in units. So many Zealots. And he is up by 40 plus supply right now. Definitely got it. Breaking down Mini's natural. GG from Mini. Stork taking game number 1. Despite a very interesting double speed shuttle play from Mini. I gotta say, even though he lost that was intriguing.
Was that the best game of the week so far? Because every other game this week has very much sucked.
Yeah, the weekend matches were kinda questionable. But that was
That's
pretty
putting
amazing.
it lightly.
I think that one Storm probably just sealed the deal for Stork. That 123 kill Templar was ridiculous.
Do you think we'll see Jangbi today, or will January troll us again?
Maybe
actually, he trolled you again.
maybe he's not gonna come out until he gets to play Jaedong. Maybe he's just like being, you know, like a pouty little kid. He's like, no, I don't want to play unless it's Jaedong. I can see Jangbi being like that.
You know him better than me.
I do.
You
I know he's a terrible person. And by terrible, I mean scary as hell. Dude, I still have nightmares about his deaths there.
Oh, you told me about that once.
Alright, do you have the second vault open?
Okay.
Oh, dude, I actually had, like, the craziest nightmare about, like, getting pro gamer autographs. Oh, man, it was so awesome. I can't remember who the players were, but I had, like... Actually, wait, let's play the VOD first before I tell a crazy story. Alright, do you have the second VOD open?
Indeed I have.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. And looks like we're going to have another mirror matchup here. It's going to be a Z